Okay, quick follow-up video 4 hours later because the last one was recorded last night. We had ourselves some word from the Latvian hockey team on Twitter earlier yesterday, actually. So I think we kind of missed this straight up, but nobody was reporting about it until now when the story started to gain some traction. This was posted last night by the Latvian hockey team talking about goaltender Arturs Silovs. Initially, the plan was to use him in the tournament, who, unfortunately, did not manage to recover quickly enough from knee ligament inflammation. This will prevent him from participating in the tournament games with maximum efficiency. So, if you had seen the last video on the channel, it's this one right here. Where is it? Yeah, that one. The 2 videos ago video, we had seen the updates from the Latvian head coach talking about how Arturs Silovs was potentially overplayed, overworked, and in a high likelihood position of getting some sort of a bad illness, or not illness, injury, excuse me, wrong I word. But this was completely under our radars from that previous video. Knee ligament inflammation. This is what he had. And after an update like this, of course, that's a really big deal. Arturs Silovs is missing games in a tournament because he's got some sort of inflammation. What does that mean for the Vancouver Canucks? Well, leave it to Rick Dalibor, who went out there and spoke with Latvian GM Rudolfs Kalvitis on the status of goalie Arturs Silovs. This is what the GM said. It was determined that Silovs is not 100% healthy due to a little bit of inflammation in his knee. We were concerned and we don't want to push him. He should be fine for Canucks camp. This is a workhorse kind of a player. The inflammation was from overuse, overtraining, working hard all summer. He needs to rest. We're also thinking about the Canucks. It's his first year of a new deal. Arturs will stay with the team. He's going to be a great kid. Or he is a great kid, excuse me. This was a big blow for us and a last-second decision to not play him. So, this is our update here, the new information that we had seen from Rick Dalibor via the Latvian GM. And I really do like just the precaution that's being taken place here. Of course, you know, it's very alarming to hear, like we had talked about in the previous video, hey, the guy is overworked, he might get injured if he plays. We didn't really know any information from that, but the conclusions that we had come up with were like, okay, this should be okay for the guy, he should be fine for Canucks training camp, but we just don't know because the translation is wonky, right? Even this, I mean, as we had spoken about in the last video, these Slavic, Baltic languages don't really have the best translations via Google, so this is something that we can't even take at face value either, but hearing the quotes from the Latvian GM saying that he's not 100% healthy due to inflammation in the knee, and that they want to keep him rested for Canucks camp, that I think is a really, really mature way to handle this. With the GM saying that we are concerned and we don't want to push him, he should be fine for Canucks camp, this does set the timeline of recovery right before everything gets important for Silovs and the Vancouver Canucks. Of course, this tournament is important. I mean, as we had spoken about in the last video, if Team Latvia wants to compete at the Olympics, they have to win this tournament. And Arturs Silovs was the guy who really stole the show last time he suited up for Team Latvia, so obviously this is a really big blow for the Latvian squad. But there also seems to be a lot of pride here. And I think this is one of the things that you can sort of read between the lines on with this quote. The kid is a workhorse. The inflammation was from overuse, overtraining, and working hard all summer. He needs rest. We are also thinking of the Canucks. It's his first year of a new deal. What this says to me is that the Latvian staff are actually saying, hey, like, we recognize that Silovs is pretty much our best goalie. He gives us our best chance to win, but he is also in the first year of a new deal with the Vancouver Canucks, and if he plays with us right now, he could potentially get impacted in a negative way by the time his season with Vancouver starts, and we don't want to be the cause of that to happen. We don't want Arturs Silovs to mess himself up, to hurt himself in this tournament, and have the first year of his new NHL deal cut short. We don't want this guy to hurt himself, and we don't want the Vancouver Canucks to suffer because of it. There seems to be a lot of pride that Latvia has in Silovs. They recognize how good he is. They recognize how young he is. They recognize that he's probably going to be like one of their best goaltenders over the next few years. And so a small little hiccup in the road, like inflammation to the knee at this point in this tournament, it's enough for them to say, hey, sorry, you're really good. We know that you can help us win, but we can't force you. We're not going to force you. It's a big blow for us. You're going to stay with the team. You're a team player, but we can't play you. And ultimately, I feel like if this does pan out to the point where he does end up playing for the Canucks at the beginning of the season, he suits up for Canucks training camp and everything looks fine and dandy, then okay, great. Like, we could not have anticipated what should have happened if he played in the tournament with some sort of an inflammation on his knee. At the same time, though, I will not blame Canucks fans one bit at all. If anybody gets cynical out there and says, okay, Arturs Silovs should be fine for Canucks camp, which means he's going to start playing for Abbotsford in January, because Vancouver Canucks players always get injured and their timelines always extend past the initial dates. And for Demko, he was supposed to play in the 3rd round, but he didn't, and now he's not going to play at the beginning of the season. For Arturs Silovs, same thing is going to happen. Everybody's going to be freaking out here. Okay, I can understand that some Canucks fans will be cynical about this. But, you know, ultimately, at the end of the day, cynicism is a choice, right? You can choose to be cynical if you so desire, but if you do not want to suffer the doom and gloom of the realities of being a human being in this world, then you can just be like, okay, great, they say that he should be fine for Canucks camp. I'm going to choose to be happy about that piece of news instead of just kind of fear-mongering in my own mind, saying, yeah, no, it's Canucks luck that he'll be out until December, because that's what happens to Vancouver Canucks players all the time. Either way, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the notice that we had yesterday from the Latvian team that Arturs Silovs had knee ligament inflammation, as well as the updates that they're not going to use him because of that injury. The injury, is that the right word to use? I don't know. But still, there's something going on with Arturs Silovs. He's going to be out for a while. Hopefully, the timeline is accurate here, that he should be ready to go for Canucks camp. He actually suits up and he ends up being like the starter or something. I don't know. I don't really believe in Jiri Patera to be the main guy for the Vancouver Canucks for the next few weeks until Thatcher Demko gets back. But for now, thoughts in the comment section below about this Silovs update. He is hurt. That's true. He is hurt with some sort of inflammation, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know how I'm going to title and thumbnail this video. Big Arturs Silovs update. Inflammation confirmed. Yeah, I guess that's the right way to go about it. I mean, it's not wrong, technically. So, thoughts in the comment section below about the updates from the Latvian hockey team and Rick Dalibor as to the Arturs Silovs number. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.